Hi guys, my name is Amanda. This is my official first video, and I just want to introduce myself and let y'all kind of understand what all I'm going to be doing on this channel. And so I'm looking forward to showing y'all how I budget my groceries for a month, plus household needs and items. So we'll go into making lists and for that, and then eventually I'll show y'all my rough draft of how I make my menu for the month, the grocery list, and then eventually shopping. And I will show you how I prepare all of these lists and prepare for the whole month to feed my family of 7. My husband and I have 3 children, and we currently take care of his mother and my mother, who are both disabled. And so we have a very strict budget, and I have been doing this for many, many years now, and I've finally, for myself, have somewhat perfected it. It's not perfect by all means. Nobody's list really ever is. There's always ways you can tweak things and make it work, and you don't have to use my idea, but it works for us. And so yes, so we're going to get started, and what I do is every month I just take the month before, so this is June. I'm going to show you May. This is this month because we're still in May right now. It's the 18th of May, but I try to get started early because sometimes what I'll do is I'll make a rough draft and then I'll be like, okay, I start adding everything up because I'm very detailed, very, very detailed. And so by the time I get halfway through, I realize I've gone over my budget. So then I have to kind of go back and fix things. So I start super early. I keep up with prices because prices do change often, especially right now with the economy and inflation. I'm sure you all know, eggs a month or so ago, they were like $30 something. And I live in the South, so they were pretty high, and we have chickens, but they don't always lay enough for all of us. We plan on looking into getting more chickens. It's just right now we're working with what we got. And so, and then other little things are always, they always go up and down. So last month, what I did was I took everything from last month. I select all, I copy, and then I paste it onto a new screen, and then I changed the date to June instead of May. And then I did fix I changed my bullets because it just wasn't easy for me to keep track of because sometimes I'll go to the store and they won't be in stock. It'll say it's in stock, but unfortunately it is not. And then I have to go in and try to figure out how to. So I just figured the boxes would be a little easier for me. And so far, I believe I did it this month, and I think it was a little bit easier, which I don't understand why it didn't save in May, but maybe I didn't do it, but I could have sworn I had. But anyway, that's besides the point. So this is basically how I do. And then what I do is I will go through and whatever menu ideas we have, and I'll show you that in a second. Then we'll go through and we'll take off stuff that we don't need for recipes that we did last month, and we'll add things that we need this month for recipes that we are going to do June. And so this is the menu. This is what the menu will look like. And so this is what this is not the final menu. This is actually just like my rough draft that I keep on me. I have teenagers, and I have one hung up in our dining room area where we keep like all of our important stuff, like my husband's work schedule, and my son plays football, and so his football schedule, since football season's coming back, his schedule will be up there, and doctor's appointments and stuff like that. I always keep a menu. It looks like a calendar, and that's what we use on a regular basis. So yeah, this is what we use for now. And if you notice, I don't have every day because we don't cook every day. There are days we have sandwich days, and we have sometimes we have more than one day a week of sandwiches, but most of the time we cook. So right now our schedule is we cook Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So that's 4 out of 7 days. The other days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we either eat leftovers, or if the kids don't want leftovers, or somebody doesn't want leftovers, they could eat a sandwich. I'm not really I'm not real OCD about like like the choices that they make, because like I said, they are teenagers. They are very they're very intuitive as to what they should be eating and what they should not be eating health wise. They're pretty good about that. But then they also do have things that they like. Like sometimes they want to have cereal for supper, and you know what? It's okay. In my book, it's okay, because sometimes it's just a cereal kind of day. And so we do also try to cook for special occasions, for instance, Father's Day or 4th of July. I'll be planning for both of those for this month, the month of June, because the way we shop is we shop every 6th of the month. If it's not the 6th, it's usually the 7th or around that, because, and I'll be completely honest, this is what my channel is going to be all about. Complete honesty is I do receive, EBT, which for some of you that may not know, that is food stamps, and where I come from, that's okay. It's not a sin. It's not a terrible thing. It just happens. And because we do have a lot of people, and the job that my husband has, it's just easier for him to stay at that job, because of family situations. And yeah, he may not make a lot of money, but he makes enough for us, and we do have to supplement with food stamps, and that's okay. I don't mind. I know that food stamps is a privilege. It is not, it's not like I don't deserve it. We don't deserve it. It's not like we need to get it. We need to have it. I've always felt like it's a privilege, and I'm very grateful for that privilege. And so, yeah. So now we'll just get started. So every month, starting, I think I started, last month, well, this May. I started in May. Well, it was before May. It was April. Because we were always trying to find new recipes, something that was different, because we discovered that we were pretty much eating the same stuff over and over and over again, and we are a family of taco lovers and pizza lovers. We love tacos. We love all kinds of tacos. We love homemade pizza. We love store-bought pizza. And it became a little too routine, and we all started to kind of get burned out. Do we still eat tacos? Do we still eat pizza? Heck yeah. We still love it. It's just, we don't want to have it all the time, because it became where at one point we were eating tacos every 3 days, I think. And even though it's great for me and for my kids and even my husband, our mothers, they started getting sick of it, which is fine. It's completely fine. And also, they do have their own separate little, like, they get them separate little meals and stuff that they like. And so, they don't always have to eat what we cook, but majority of the time when we cook, they do eat it. My mom is, she's not always able to eat what we cook, just because she's not big on certain things. Like, she used to love chicken. She really can't eat it that much anymore. And so my mother-in-law also, she has problems with her mouth, and so there are days that she just can't eat what we eat, and she doesn't like a lot of cheese, and we love cheese. And so, we do accommodate other people, we accommodate each other, but there are some days that it's just not a possibility, and we just have to cook what we can, because like I said, we are on a super budget. We're on a major budget, and sometimes it's just not feasible to, okay, well, we'll do this. We'll make 20 million different things for every person in the house, because this person don't like this and that person don't like that. For instance, my daughter does not like meatloaf. We had meatloaf Tuesday night, and she, of course, was not happy. But guess what? She had to eat it, because we do have days where we have no choice. We have to eat what we cook, and they understand, and everybody understands, and everybody totally gets, and we muster through, and we make it through. So anyway, I will ramble, just so you know. I'm a rambler. But anyway, so for instance, this is what we do. So just to kind of, I'm going to show you what I did for May. Okay. So I have a folder here that I keep all of my recipes for the month. Okay. This folder's been through some stuff, so y'all don't judge, please. So what we do is we pick different random recipes. I go through and pick a bunch of different ones, and then I lay them on the dining room table, and I tell the kids, and my mother and my mother-in-law, okay, y'all get to pick so many entrees, and then you get to pick so many desserts, because we don't always eat dessert after supper, but it's always fun. So this month we had cheeseburger casserole, which we have not had yet. Because here's the thing, we have a menu, but we don't always get to stick to it completely, because I'm human, and sometimes I forget to take the hamburger meat out, or I forget to take chicken out, or I forget to do something, it just happens. So anyway, there's the cheeseburger casserole, and then we're going to have the easy teriyaki chicken. This was actually a recipe from one of my YouTubers that I watch religiously, back at Acre Homestead with Becky. She's amazing. If you do not watch her, please run over there and check her out, because she's taught me so much. But anyway, easy teriyaki chicken. We have not had that one yet. This one also is from Becky. Honey mustard chicken thighs. We're going to do that one. We haven't done that one yet. And then another recipe from her doesn't have the name on it, but it's a chocolate cake. It absolutely looks like it's to die for. And so, like I said, if you have not, if you've never checked her out before, please. She does gardening. She does meal prep. She does grocery hauls, all that good stuff. And I really, really do enjoy her videos, and her cooking videos especially. Well, it's kind of a tie between the two. Well, I like it all, but I really have learned a lot with the gardening, and she's taught me a lot with meal prep and, being prepared. So the chocolate cake, this carrot cake, my daughter has been wanting carrot cake for a while now. And, of course, Becky had a recipe, so I printed that one out. We're going to do that one. Her German pancakes, we're going to do that one. We haven't done that one yet. And then, this is just a regular recipe from, I don't even remember where. For monkey bread, we're going to do that one. We have plans to have her, Becky's homemade French bread, which I believe is actually, her sister's recipe, and she got it from her sister, and then she tweaked it or something. Anyway, we're going to do that one. We've done this one before, and we're going to do it again this month, May. And we probably will have them again in June. I'm not sure yet. Still in the air, because we have to, I might come up with the main course, but I don't always come up with the sides right away. But her, Becky's 1 hour, dinner rolls, the best, absolutely amazing. Her biscuits, this is what I plan to do the monkey bread with, and also just to have as a side. And we did this thick creamy banana pudding. This one came from, I'm not quite sure. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, I'm not sure, but, thank you to whoever put this recipe together, because this recipe is to die for. It's absolutely delicious, but it's thick and creamy banana pudding, and it has all the good stuff. Condensed milk and cream cheese and whipped cream. And we do not use vanilla pudding. We use banana pudding because I myself am allergic to real bananas, and instant pudding has artificial flavoring, and yes, that may be bad for us, but sometimes I do, even though I cannot eat bananas, I do like the flavor of bananas. So we just use banana pudding, instant banana pudding, instead of vanilla pudding, and it works so well. Sometimes my kids will take a little bit, and they will actually get some bananas and do a small batch for them, and then a small batch for me. And for my husband, because my husband, he prefer not to eat it with the bananas, just in case, he kisses me or something, he doesn't want to take any chances. And I appreciate that very much, because he can eat bananas if he wants. I don't mind, but he's very adamant about keeping me well. So, and I thank him for that. So anyway, this is a good recipe if you can, look that up and try it out. And then we did pizza this month. We just did homemade pizza. So I used Becky's easy freezer pizza dough. We didn't freeze it. I was going to make several and then freeze some, but when we had this, we had been really busy, and so we didn't have time. We were trying to be quick about it, and but this is really good, and the recipe's dirty. I'm sorry, y'all. But these are recipes that are used, and so they are dirty and they are nasty and messy. But I do print these all out myself, so I can print out more if I need to, which probably need to reprint this one, because this is a really good recipe. Thank you, Becky, over at Acre Homestead. Sorry. You really know what you're doing over there. When it comes to food, it's just absolutely amazing. So that was for May. And like I said, we haven't really done a lot of these recipes. This month has been super busy, and I didn't realize how busy this month was going to be, but It being May, and I don't know where you're from, but in the South, May is the month for graduations and Mother's Day, and which, I mean, Mother's Day is everywhere, but, well, in the States. I'm not sure about overseas and, other countries, but in America, we have graduation, and then there's all the things that go along with graduation. So it's been crazy, and there are some things that I do that we don't need a recipe for. Like the other day we did meatloaf. I didn't need a recipe for that. Tonight we're going to have mojito lime chicken, and I don't need a recipe for that because it's a little pack from, I believe, McCormick. I'm not quite sure. Might be Griller Mates or something like that. Anyway, it's a little packet, and you just follow the directions on the back of that. So there's different things that we don't really need recipes for that we already know how to make. Tacos. We know everybody pretty much kind of has a concept of how to make tacos. So anyway, this month we have, and this is what I do. I take a sticky note, and these are dirty too because, we live, not that we've actually made all these. I had just set them on the table, and they stayed there for several days, and several sandwiches were made around them, and somehow mayonnaise and everything else gets on them. I'm sorry, it's gross, but we're living. I try to keep them out there long enough for the ladies, my mother and my mother-in-law, to get in there and vote. And so these are the ones that we had the most votes for. So we're going to do another Becky recipe. It's honey ginger chicken. This one we've actually done. This one is absolutely amazing. I actually got this recipe from another YouTuber, Dougherty Dozen. Alicia over there, she made this, and it looks so good. So we did it, and we used a different kind of pasta, but it was really good, and we really enjoyed it. So we're going to do that one again. This one we have cooked many times. So this one is a well-used, well-loved recipe, but it's Instapot Barria tacos. Super yummy. We're going to do Mexican street corn with that too. And wet burritos. And I had planned on doing Mexican street corn with that, but my daughter said we probably wouldn't need the corn, which probably not. We'll probably just make some rice and go for it like with that, and then for desserts, I have this one recipe. Okay, so the next recipe this is a cookie cake. I baked it in April for my son for a special treat, and he really enjoyed it. And it comes with a chocolate buttercream frosting. It is absolutely delicious. So they chose that one again. My husband has been wanting this forever. So this is Mississippi Mud Pie, and we're going to make this. And then another recipe by Becky. Never had it before, and I put it out there, and the kids were kind of excited. They wanted to try it, but honestly, I'm going to tell y'all, anything that Becky has made or anything that she has come up with or whatever, they are super stoked about trying it because they really do enjoy her recipes as much as I do. So this was another one of hers. It's seafoam candy. I think it's a northern thing. So if you're from the north, you probably know what this is. If not, it is it's just something that that is like just a little candy, and they wanted to try it, so we're going to give it a try. And so that's what we have planned for the month of June. And so the next thing I do is I basically am going to sit here and I'm going to kind of think, okay, so for Tuesdays, we try to do Taco Tuesdays. Anything that has to do with tacos. That's when we do it. We try to do it on Tuesday. We don't always do it on Tuesday. I mean, we don't always have tacos on Tuesday, but that's what we try to do. So for this month, we're going to have the Barria tacos, and we're also going to have the wet burritos. Like I said, a lot of times I shop on the 6th or I shop on the 7th. So Barria tacos, they do take a long time, and so do wet burritos. So for instance, June the 6th, we'll probably just have regular tacos. So what I do is I just put tacos with, we'll have some Spanish rice and maybe some beans and we probably make some homemade salsa and stuff like that. We usually do. And so then Thursdays, I try to do pasta. Not all the time. A lot. That's usually, if we're going to do sandwiches, it'll be on Thursday. So probably what we'll do is we'll probably make the slow cooker Olive Garden chicken. So we'll have pasta with that, and then we'll probably have a salad. Okay. So, we'll probably make some garlic bread or something to go with it. That's usually what we do. Okay, so that one is done. There's one recipe down. Now we have 3, and so we're just kind of skip here to the 13th, and I'll go ahead and put the Barria tacos there. That is a favorite in our home. We don't always have it because it can be quite expensive for our family. So yeah, I mean, I do try to keep a lot of the ingredients on hand at all times, but meat is super expensive. So, especially the cuts of meat that you need for that. So anyway, so that's another recipe down. Wet burritos, I'll just go to the next Tuesday, and that'll be the 20th. And we'll put wet burritos. It's funny, my sister lives up north, and we are Hispanic heritage, and our father was Hispanic, and so she's older than I am, and she had asked me one time if I knew what a wet burrito was, and I had never in my life heard of a wet burrito. So of course I had to go on Pinterest and figure it out, and I did. I found it, and we had it once, and oh, it was so good. So if you've never had a wet burrito, it's kind of like an enchilada, but it's got all the stuff in it, like that a taco would have. So, or a burrito, but it's wet and it's so yummy. So give it a try if you have not tried it yet. It's, you just got to kind of look and see which recipe suits you best, because there are some recipes that have stuff in it that people don't like. I know a lot of people don't like black beans. I don't care for I don't not like black beans. My mom does not like them at all. And you don't always have to put everything in that's in the recipe on there, just whatever. Okay, so moving on. On Saturdays, we try to grill. It's going to be hot. It's going to start getting really hot in June, July, and August in the South are really, really hot days. But then again, it could be December and it would still be hot too. So, but we try to cook out on the grill as much as we can on Saturdays. Also, sometimes we go to a friend's house, or, just different things. So I try to find little things that we can eat on the grill. So that's going to be the next biggest deal, is trying to find something, because now I'm pulling from my brain, because now I've only got one more entree menu, which is the honey ginger chicken marinade that we're going to do. And so now I'm taking from my brain, and I'm going to think of things that we can have. Now Sunday, no, I'm sorry, the 15th, I think we'll have spaghetti. We enjoy spaghetti, so spaghetti and salad, and with garlic bread. Oh. And then Saturday again. So Sunday, I would like, Sundays I like to try and cook something fairly decent, but we were kind of tickling with the idea of maybe on Sundays not cooking anymore. And so I'm going to leave Sunday open for right now, because I know that Sunday the 18th is Father's Day, and so that is a Sunday. And honestly, usually on Father's Day, my husband, because he is originally from Louisiana, he really loves jambalaya, and so usually I make him jambalaya. So that's probably what I'll do again this year. So I'm just going to I'm going to leave Sundays on there, but Saturdays I really need to, we just did ribs for Mother's Day, so I don't want to do ribs. We might do some pork chops. We'll do some pork chops on the grill with some green beans. And maybe make some homemade mac and cheese. Okay, so now, all right, so now Saturday, June the 17th is a Saturday. So probably make some, I'm trying to think, because, I have to make sure that we're not having the same type of meat, 20 times in a row, so, we might do burgers. Well, we'll have B7, well, that's Thursday, so burgers, corn on the cob, and let's see, might do some, I don't know. We'll come back to that. I'm not quite sure what a side would be. So I'm just going to put, nope, not that. I'm going to go back to this. 1.5. Try to kind of keep it all the same, so, and I may not have spelled that right. Matter of fact, I'm fairly certain I did not. Yeah, I'll have to look that one up. I have a recipe for that one. I just don't know exactly where I have it. So, okay, moving on. I'll fix that later. Don't worry, I promise. So now we're back at Thursday. We haven't had a sandwich in a while, so probably put sandwiches with, we will usually have a small bag of chips, and Saturday again. Let me just kind of get this. Okay, so let's see. Grilled chicken, maybe. Come on, focus. And then we can maybe make noodle salad. Like one of those suddenly salad, deals or whatever. And maybe get some squash. I have squash that's growing in my garden, but I don't think it'll be ready by then. I don't think so. So, okay. So, just for the record, I am now on May 26th. I had to stop recording the other day. We had a lot of things going on in our family. My oldest daughter graduated and she got her driver's license and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, it took a little time. Got over all that so that we could have more time together, you and I. So, back to what we were doing. Okay, for the record, I did fix jambalaya. I spelled it right this time, I believe. Yes, and I found that recipe. So now we just have to finish filling in things that we want to cook. So, yeah, let's see. Okay. So, let's go back to, let me go back up and I'll see what we have. So, we have the 6th, the 8th, the 10th. We needed to figure out the 11th. We got the 13th, the 15th, the 17th, the 18th, the 20th, the 22nd, 24th. Okay, now 25th. Let me just kind of get it down so we can be all the way at the end. 25th, we need to figure out that. So Tuesday, like I said, we do Taco Tuesdays, or at least we try. So we're going to do tacos / nachos with fixings. And then the 29th, let's see, we can do, we'll do sandwiches. With chips. And then the 1st is usually a pretty busy day. The mothers, our mothers have, usually that's their day they go to town. So we'll probably also do a sandwich that day. It'd probably be best. Just for the sake of my sanity. Because, like I said, it's a very busy day. And we'll have some chips, and I may pick up something while I'm in town extra. I mean, because sometimes we do that. If we just feel like having something different. Like, for instance, last night we decided we wanted some chicken. They had chicken on sale at a local grocery store that we live by. And so we went and we got that. And we had that with some zucchini and some broccoli and some macaroni and cheese. And it was just kind of like just a nice little supper. So, yeah. So then on the 2nd, we can have the honey ginger chicken. With rice and broccoli. Oh, goodness. And then the fourth, we have, excuse me, Independence Day. So I figured, and this isn't finalized because I haven't actually run it through everyone in our home yet. So we'll see if this sticks, if this is what stays. But we're going to have hot dogs, burgers, barbecue smokies, which, if you don't know what those are, that's the little cocktail weenies with barbecue sauce, and then you cook them. I used to cook them in a crock pot. We got to where we didn't like the texture after a while, like after they cooked for a while, because, they stay in the crock pot. Even if they're on warm, they eventually get this texture that none of us really like. So now I pan fry them, and then I put them in a baking dish, and then we put barbecue sauce on them, and we throw them in the oven, and we let them cook until they're hot. And trust me, they are absolutely divine. So if you haven't tried that yet, you really need to give it a try. And then we'll have corn on the cob, and that's right. Okay, it looks like an M. Mac and cheese. And I did talk to my middle daughter, and I cannot spell today. I'm sorry. I did speak to my youngest daughter, my middle child, about this meal. And I was just kind of mentioning that, we have to kind of get together and decide what we're going to do that day. And so she'd mentioned she'd really like some potato salad and maybe even some deviled eggs. Okay. So as of right now, that's it. We do, we will have to remember to get drinks, and, and so, I'm going to go, so we don't forget, because, my mind, I do tend to forget. So I'm going to add drinks on there so that I will remember. And then I just have to remember to get, the little things, like make sure we have ice, make sure we have, maybe make sure if we get bottled sodas or tea or juice, Kool-Aid, whatever, that we have disposable cups, because it is a holiday, and who wants to spend all day cleaning up a kitchen after having so much fun. So so that's what we're gonna go with. Okay, so now if you notice, my list has turned into 2 pages. I am very weird about stuff like that, so I want it all in 1 page. So I'm just gonna kind of clean that up a little bit. It may be a little tighter, but that's okay, because at least it's 1 sheet. I just feel like when it's 2 sheets, it just seems, especially when there's only like 2 or 3 words on the other page, it just seems like a waste to me. I don't know. If you'd rather have 2, if it makes it easier for you, hey, do what you do, you do you, and I'll do me. And that's how I prefer to do things. And I was, I had mentioned before that we were kind of playing around with the idea of maybe not cooking on Sundays anymore. Excuse me, y'all, my allergies are terrible today for some reason. My husband and my oldest are mowing, and they've been burning leaves and stuff, and I think it's got my sinuses all messed up. So please bear with me. I promise. Hopefully I won't always sound this terrible, but I am going to push through. Because I really need to get this grocery list done. Normally by now I would have it pretty much done. I'd have this part done and I'd be pretty much finishing up the grocery list, because I mean, we really don't have very many days left until we go grocery shopping. So yeah. But we were talking about maybe not cooking on Sundays anymore. And then I remembered, it's summertime. The kids are out of school. And so I need to really think about that, because I mean, my oldest daughter's she's trying to get a job now. And she does help me with 90% of the cooking. She loves to cook, and it's not something that I make her do. It's something that she prefers to do. And so, if she gets a job, then, I will be doing more cooking, which is perfectly fine. I have my middle daughter that she loves to help, and she does a fantastic job at that. And I really appreciate her for all that. Yeah, I think on Sundays though, I think, just because I will be doing more cooking, and I am not a young buck anymore, young nothing anymore, not a spring chicken anymore. So, it does tend to, even though we don't cook every day, we'll be cooking Saturday and Sunday. I'm just going to take and probably we'll just do sandwiches on Sundays, I think. Just to kind of save, kind of give a rest day, kind of, do something different. And, even though we're having sandwiches on, usually Thursdays, we're just going to, not every Thursday, but a lot of the Thursdays, we're just going to put it on Sunday too, because you know what? That's okay. So yeah, I mean, like I said, we don't always cook around here, and that's okay. Whatever floats your boat. And I know a lot of people on Sundays, they like to cook and have family over and, all those good things. But yeah, I mean, we cook and we have family over whenever, and sometimes we do have family over. My sister sometimes comes over on Sundays, and she can eat a sandwich with us if she wants. Hey, it's better than nothing, right? So, sandwiches and chips, and then sandwiches with chips. And we may, not always have chips. We might have, some, I don't know, sometimes we'll have, a cup of noodles, or if we have some handy, or we will have a pack of noodles, or we will have just, sometimes we'll do a salad. So, and it's not always like ham and cheese and stuff. Sometimes we have eggs. Sometimes we'll have egg salad sandwiches. Sometimes we'll have scrambled egg scrambled egg sandwiches. So yeah. So, anyway, so this is it. This is how I pretty much do all of my planning. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take time and I'm going to sit down, and what I do is I will go through and I'll go to the first one and I'll write down all the ingredients that we need to make tacos with Spanish rice and beans. Okay. And then I'll do the slow cooker, and then I'll do pork chops, and I'll go down the list, and I make a list. I handwrite a list out of all of these things. And then I go into my grocery list and I add those little things, and then the things that we had last month that we don't need this month, or, you know what I mean. I will backspace those out of there, get them out of the list. Things that we buy in bulk that may last us more than 1 month, those things get deleted from the list, and then we just keep trucking, keep it going, and we go from there. So the next video, we will go into the grocery list, and I will give you a kind of a sneak peek of that. And this is my grocery list, which I think I showed you in the beginning, which, hey, 2 or 3 sneak peeks are just fine. So this is June. This is going to be my grocery list. I am not the most amazing person in the world. I did not go through and type this out again after I already did it last month for many years now. I think since I've gotten this computer, which I think was like 2017, I have gone through and I copy and I paste. And that's what I do every month. And then I just change the month at the top. And then, at the beginning of a new year, I change the year. And we just keep on going. And like I said, we will go through this list in the next video. And I will show you how I make this list, how I get it complete, and how I go through and basically check prices, and how I add it up, and I know what I'm spending when I go into the store. And I don't always follow it. Trust me, I do not. There are such thing as impulse buys, and sometimes I do get a little crazy and I do grab something that looks new and interesting and we want to try it, and then I just have to compensate with cash later on, which is okay, because that's what we do and that's how we live, and we make it work every time. So this is the grocery list, and if this is something that y'all are interested in, just so you know, it's fairly simple. You pick the grocery stores that you like to go to that always have the best deals. And not every month do I just go to Walmart and just go to Sam's. Sometimes I go to that local grocery store that's near me. Sometimes I go to the dollar store. Sometimes I go to Dollar Tree. Just depends on what we need for the month. And then I print this out and I go grocery shopping. So the next video is going to be me working on the grocery list, adding and taking away stuff. And then after that video, then we will go to shopping. Yay! Everybody loves shopping, right? Not always, but it's got to be done. And so that will be our next video of grocery list, and then the following one will be grocery shopping. Or it's not just groceries, because we do also get household stuff as well, which is basically all this stuff. And this changes on a monthly basis because there are some things that last us a long time, and we always try to keep stuff in handy. Like we keep bug traps and bug spray and stuff like that and also mouse traps, mouse poison. We don't really care for the poison because who wants to kill anything, for one? Something like that. And who wants to we have animals, and I don't want them to get into it. So we do try to keep like traps instead, but we keep all bug traps. We didn't get ant traps this last month because we had plenty of them, but we try to keep ants and roaches and wasps and snakes. So we do mothballs and stuff like that. We try to keep it in stock so that we have it all on hand and it's already out, and because we do live in the country, and there are bugs, lots of bugs, and I do not like any kind of bugs, none whatsoever. Fly traps, those are another thing. I still have a box of those, so we won't need to get those this month. I did buy a box of this, so this is just one of the things that I know we're not going to need. So we'll just go through and we'll fix this. And then, of course, I tried something new this month where I had an extended list, so I didn't buy everything that I needed up in here, when I first went, because I knew these were things that were going to expire by the time we used them according to our menu. So I made a little list of the things that we was going to need closer to the end of the month, that we would go get on the 18th. Did we go get those things on the 18th? No, we did not, because guess what? Our menu for May has gone crazy. We have not, we've really kind of got off course. But like I said, this has been a very busy month. My daughter is a high school graduate, and we are so proud of her. And so we were just reeling in the excitement and enjoying ourselves this month. And so this is how we do it around here. Sometimes we follow it, sometimes we don't. But you know what? It's okay. We make this, and it's not set in stone. But we try. Excuse me. We try to keep it, pretty much the same. Stay in a routine of doing what we're supposed to do. But there are months when we get kind of carried away. We have things so much going on, but it's okay. And so I hope that you join me again on my next video, and then we get to have more fun. Don't know if this is fun for you, but sometimes I really enjoy excuse me, making the grocery list and working on it for my family, because I know that I am providing for my family the best way that I can. And that's by making grocery lists and making sure that they have everything that they need. And like I said, this is not going to stay. This will probably change, simply because it depends on how much money we're spending. We are on a budget. So, we may not have the Barria tacos. We may not have the Olive Garden chicken. We might not have, something, and it's okay. We're going to fix it. We're going to work on it together as a community, or whatever, a group as friends, whatever. And we'll figure it out, and it'll be all right. And either way, we're going to eat. My kids are going to be fed. And, yeah, so I hope you join us next time. I really look forward to it. And I'm so glad that you came. If you really liked this video, if I didn't aggravate you too much, please consider subscribing. Like this video. Remember to turn on the little bell. And if you feel like this video could help someone, or you think someone that would really enjoy this video, please don't hesitate to share it to them. Hey, more the merrier, right? So yeah, just a reminder, my name's Amanda, and I'm so glad you were here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.